What is up, ladies and gents? You know what time of day it is. It's XCN time, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my personal plan here on XCN, what I think is going to be happening with XCN over the coming days here, as well as my longer term plan, how high I think XCN could potentially go. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you are a new viewer, then welcome to the channel. If you do like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you are a returning viewer, then welcome back to the channel. As always, it's great to have you all here. On top of that as well, I want to hear from you guys, the viewers watching this channel. And the thing I want to hear from you guys is whether you are shorter term traders here on Onyxcoin. Are you looking to enter and exit Onyxcoin at the optimal prices? Or are you more of a longer term holder? You don't care about these short term fluctuations. You just care about holding Onyxcoin throughout 2025 when the prices are hopefully much higher. Of course, if I know this, if I know what the majority of viewers want, then I can tailor this content towards that. At the moment, we're going to be discussing the short-term moves on here, so maybe better for traders. But if you're a holder, I'll have some interesting stuff to you in the later part of this video. Of course, right now, like I say, we're looking at the price on Onyxcoin, and it feels like day number 1490 that we've been in this downtrend now. Of course, the downtrend that we've been in looks a little bit like this on the charts here. We've got this trend line that we can draw here on the chart that connects all the highs of the price now for the past few weeks, basically since the start of February here on Onyxcoin. And as you can see, trend has been clearly downwards. Of course, what we also have here on Onyxcoin, as you may or may not have seen, is this beautiful support going up. Now, this support has been very well tested on 3 separate occasions there. As you guys can see, every single test of the support has been pretty perfect on this trend line here. So we've got 3 nice tests of the support trend line. We've got at least 7 tests of this resistance here. And at the moment, as you guys can see, the price is closing into this support level down here. So this is my plan for the shorter term. What I'm really looking for here on Onyxcoin, if we continue to go down, is A, can we keep to this trend line, this support trend line here on Onyxcoin? That sits at 1.9 cents. So this is quite an important level to watch out for. Right now, we are starting to close in on this level. So, you know, if you are holding Onyxcoin, do watch out for this. Of course, I don't think we should sell straight away if the prices go underneath, because I also see a scenario where this occurs as well. We've got this very strong resistance here that sits at roughly 1.8 cents. As you can see on the chart on the longer term, we've got this level, this price level here, 1.8 cents, that's been tested on numerous different occasions. And the first important test was that high there of 2023. So this has been a very long-term resistance here on the Onyxcoin price. We came up to the exact same level there mid-January in 2025. So we know this level has been a confirmed strong resistance. The prices did come to shoot back up. And as you can see, if we go on a smaller time frame, the prices have come down to test this 1.8, not as a resistance, but as a support. So we got a good support resistance flip. And now we're coming close to this level once again. And so if we see something like this where the prices start to head down below this gray support here and towards the blue support, hopefully this acts as another area of support, just like it did back in the past few times. Of course, what we can then expect to see is the prices pump upwards like this, and maybe even a breakout to the upside. And so I'm looking at a few different scenarios here on Onyxcoin. Of course, the most bullish scenario that I have for you guys is that we start going upwards here on the Onyxcoin price. We break out of this resistance and we start a new bullish trend altogether. Of course, all it takes for Onyxcoin to start a bullish trend is if we can break past this resistance here on Onyxcoin. This is the main deciding factor. If we can break to the upside with enough momentum and enough volume here on the price, we could start a new uptrend, and we have a clear and defined price target from this structure here, which is a triangle. And the price target from this triangle is the first test of support, which you guys see down there, to the first test of the resistance, which was right here. And as you guys can see, wherever we break out to the upside from this resistance, we get 100% trade. So of course, this is definitely something to watch out for, particularly if you're a shorter term holder here on Onyxcoin. Of course, just look out for this second potential resistance as well. Of course, from this resistance, we have a very similar triangle structure. If we break out to the upside of this first triangle, we could also see this second triangle price target in play there. And of course, that price target sits a little bit higher than this current one here. So the way I look at this is the first take profit level, and this could be like a second take profit level there. Of course, I would expect there to be quite a bit of resistance as well at the previous all-time high. So just bear that in mind as well. We've got a few levels close to the 5 cent region here on Onyxcoin, which are all potential take profit levels if you're looking at a place to sell your Onyxcoin after this pump. And so if you're looking for a good place to trade these potential breakouts from the trend line, then look no further than the MEXC exchange. This is the exchange that I use for all my trading. Some of the reasons for that is because they have some of the lowest fees and they don't require KYC to get started. For a very limited time only, they're giving every new user who signs up using the link down below a free $20. So of course, if you want to make use of this offer, click in the link in the description down below for MEXC. Fill out your details. It takes less than a minute to do so. Deposit some fiat or crypto into your account, and then you can get started straight away with their $20 they give you. Of course, on top of normal trading for XCN, they even have futures trading where you can trade XCN with up to 20 times leverage. So again, if you want to make use of this offer, link for this is in the description down below. Thank you guys for your support. Back into this video. So these are the potential price targets, like I say, and also like I say, if we do get to these levels, what we want to see is an increase in volume. We can simply add the correct indicators to the chart here. The volume is this bit down here. What we want to see if the prices start to break this trend line is an increase in volume. That tells us that buyers are recognizing this pattern, recognizing the breakout, and that should give it the momentum, which we can also see on the MACD here, to go higher. Of course, another scenario that I'm eyeing here on XCN as well. Let's just get rid of every single annotation here and let's just start afresh. We've got this trend line going down as the resistance. We've got this support level here on Onyxcoin. What I also see, in fact, let's get this other one on Onyxcoin as well at the 18 cents level. What I also potentially see here on Onyxcoin is a potential fake out to the downside. Let's just say there's not enough buying pressure coming from this 1.9 cents level. Let's just say that the prices do start to fall like this. Maybe people start to sell their Onyxcoin because they believe they've seen a breakout to the downside from this triangle. And a lot of times in crypto, what you might see is a potential fake out. If we start to break down from this support here and we get to this 1.8 cents level, let's see what happens to the prices here. Of course, there's obviously two options that stem from that, but given the fact that this level has been so instrumental here on XCN, we would expect there to be quite a lot of buying pressure. And if there's enough buying pressure, that would add to the momentum here on Onyxcoin. It could flip it back in the upwards direction. And if that momentum is enough, that could be enough to allow Onyxcoin to break out to the upside. Of course, this whole move could happen very, very quickly as well. Let's just have a brief look at all the pumps that we've had here on Onyxcoin. Have you noticed that every single pump that we've had has been a lot steeper than the respective downwards trends? These are the kind of pumps we would be expecting if we break to the upside from this resistance here. Again, even when we bounced off that 1.8 cents level, you can see that the pumps were extremely steep here relative to the downtrends on Onyxcoin. On the downtrends, you can see that they were fairly shallow compared to the uptrends. These always happen a lot slower than the pumps here on Onyxcoin. So do be prepared for this scenario. If we get to the 1.8 cents level, make sure you check the volume. If we start to see an increase in volume and an increase in momentum, before you know it, you could see the prices rapidly going up. And of course, if you remember what Onyxcoin did back over here at the start of January, it really left no dips for people to buy in at. It just went up 7x here on the price in the space of just a few hours. Of course, if you missed this pump, then you would have had to buy Onyxcoin 7x higher than where it was just a few days ago. So these things happen very, very quickly. So be aware of that. Of course, keep your eyes peeled on this 1.8 cents level. And if you're a short-term trader here on Onyxcoin, I would personally set a stop loss just below the 1.8 cents level. If the prices start to dip below this, I believe they're going to be going much lower. And that brings us to the final scenario here. The prices continue to fall below the 1.8 cents level. Needless to say, that would be very bearish. Of course, just to add, to that second scenario where we see the prices dip to 1.8 and start to go up, of course, we can still treat this as a triangle. So just as before, the price targets from that would remain the same. And these are the price targets if we see the second scenario where we dip to 1.8 and there's enough buying pressure to push us past this resistance once again. Of course, at this given point in time, that would put that there at 4.5 cents. So third scenario, let's just get rid of everything again and start afresh. Third scenario that we could be looking at is something like this, where the prices continue to drop. Now, we've got this indicator, very important indicator, the fixed range volume profile here on Onyxcoin, and this gives us a good indication why we will drop quite a lot further if we cannot hold this 1.8 cents level. Now, let me just take this back to the linear chart, and you guys can see that if we have a look below this blue line here, the 1.8 cents level, you guys can see that the bars here are relatively small compared to other places here on the chart. And this indicates the prices where trading activity has occurred. The theory here is that the prices with more volume will be better places of support and resistance. And when we don't see much trading volume at a certain price level, we can expect to see prices drop quickly or rise quickly. As you can see here on the indicator, between 1.8 cents all the way down to roughly 1.4 cents, there's really no trading volume whatsoever. So in theory, if we fall below the 1.8 cents level, that drop to 1.4 cents could be fairly quick. And that's why I recommend a stop loss there just below 1.8 cents. Of course, we had some trading activity back in mid-January, if you guys remember. That trading activity took place roughly between 0.8 cents all the way to 1.4 cents. So I would expect somewhere around here to provide some level of support if the prices continue to fall. 1.4 cents would be the first support there. If we fall below 1.4 cents, this red line here is major key, because this is basically the last hope for any bullish activity here on Onyxcoin. That currently sits at 1.1 cents. If we lose that level, then as you can see, it probably just be a slow grind back down towards the bottom here on Onyxcoin. Of course, we also have that price target stemming from this triangle that we have seen as well. If we do break to the downside here on Onyxcoin, the price target from that is the same as it is to the upside. We should just drag the first test of support to the first test of resistance. We drag that measuring tool to wherever we see that breakout, and that would be a 52% breakdown to the downside there to at least 0.9 cents here on Onyxcoin. Of course, I am confident that we do have more levels of support, first at 1.4 cents, then 1.1 cents. That should shelter Onyxcoin from falling this low. But, you know, in the worst case scenarios, that would be the potential price target. And as you guys can see, if we get down to this level, it's just not that much hope for us left until maybe Q3 or Q4 of 2025. So this is the third and worst scenario here. Just be prepared for any downside, like I say. And from that point forward, we'll just be monitoring what happens here with Onyxcoin. If we start to see some reversal patterns or indicators telling us that we could see a reversal back to the upside at any of these levels, I'm definitely going to be watching out for them, and I'll potentially be buying back in. Of course, if this scenario plays out, then I will make another video here on Onyxcoin. And so those are the three scenarios that I'm looking at here on Onyxcoin. Of course, I do think that from this triangle that we are seeing here on Onyxcoin, the bullish side is more likely. I've given some of the reasons in my previous video, but some of them include the fact that the major cryptos are seeing very important bottoms over the past few days. Solana, XRP, and Ethereum, for example, have all found support at their bullish support lines and are now starting to bounce off from them. Of course, if the larger cap cryptos are bouncing off of them, we should start to see the smaller caps like XCN do the same. We've seen the fear and greed index for crypto at fear at the moment. That's generally a good time to be buying. When there's a lot of fear in the market, you should buy the blood. When there's a lot of greed in the market, that's when you should sell. And right now, we have seen fear over the past few days. So that could mark a very important bottom as well. That supports that fact. Of course, we have a lot of bullish news here for XCN just around the corner as well. Go and check out my other videos on that. There's a lot of things to really look forward to here on XCN. Of course, any announcement from the Onyxcoin team regarding the amount of tokens they burnt or the partnerships that they formed or anything to do with their upcoming updates could really do the trick and start sending the prices here on Onyxcoin. Of course, at the end of the day, we have a deadline for when we should see a breakout to the upside or the downside, and as you can see, the apex of that triangle there sits on the 27th of February. So either way, we're going to find out in 7 days, but I'm really hopeful that we are going to see a breakout to the upside from this triangle. So that, my friends, was my view on the shorter term here on XCN. Of course, if you're a longer term holder here on Onyxcoin, then check out some of the other videos that I have on this channel. I've made a video on how to stake your Onyxcoin if you're holding Onyxcoin. This is basically just like earning passive income for just holding your Onyxcoin. Of course, just as an example, if you staked $1,000 worth of Onyxcoin and you staked it for 1 year, you would make roughly $370 extra just in Onyxcoin, just for staking your XCN. Of course, that doesn't account for any price appreciation as well. So if Onyxcoin goes up, that's going to be even more. Of course, I've also made a video on 14 reasons why I think XCN could 14x in 2025. That goes over the reasons why I have so much conviction here on XCN over the longer term as well. And hopefully, if you're planning to be a longer term holder, that will give you some more conviction as well. But otherwise, that's basically all I wanted to say in this video. So it's going to be a wrap from me there. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. And again, let me know down in the comments if you're a longer term holder or a shorter term trader here on XCN. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next video.